The courtroom froze. A decorated black Navy SEAL stood handcuffed in an orange jumpsuit while cameras captured every humiliating second. She didn't speak. She didn't flinch. But behind her calm eyes was a storm no one saw coming. Then, without warning, the courtroom doors swung open, and a 4-star admiral stormed in. What he said next silenced the entire room. Why was a national hero being treated like a criminal? And what truth was powerful enough to shake the military to its core? This is the story the nation was never supposed to see. Welcome, story lovers. From where are you watching? Comment the name of your city. Lieutenant Commander Maya Reynolds wasn't just a Navy SEAL, she was one of the deadliest snipers in American military history. Quiet, precise, and fiercely disciplined, Maya had completed classified missions most soldiers wouldn't dare dream of. At 33, she had more confirmed saves than most in her unit combined. Her return stateside was supposed to be brief, just a debrief and a ceremony. Instead, she found herself summoned to a courtroom in handcuffs. No explanation, no warning. One day she was training with elite forces, the next, shackled like a criminal. It didn't make sense. Not to her. Not to anyone who knew her record. But behind the judge's bench and polished words lay something deeper, something she had faced all her life but never this openly. She was no longer just a soldier. In that courtroom, Maya was something else entirely. And what happened next would leave the nation speechless. The courtroom doors creaked open, and Maya was led in wearing an orange jumpsuit and steel cuffs. Her medals, her rank, her years of sacrifice, they were nowhere to be seen. The room buzzed with confusion. Even the judge looked unsettled. This wasn't standard protocol, especially not for someone of her stature. But the paperwork said otherwise. Unauthorized use of lethal force during an overseas mission, charges based on an anonymous report. No one mentioned the mission had been classified. No one cared that she'd saved lives. Behind her, rows of uniformed officers sat stiffly, avoiding her gaze. The courtroom had become a theater, and Maya was the villain in a play she didn't audition for. She kept her posture strong, her jaw clenched. But inside, anger boiled. This wasn't about justice, it was about something uglier. And no one asked her side. No one questioned the absurdity. A decorated SEAL sniper, dragged into court with no evidence shown, no prior notice. When she glanced at the prosecutor's table, she noticed something chilling: photos of her in combat zones, taken out of context. Smiling beside local allies, now twisted into something suspicious. It wasn't a trial. It was an ambush. And as the judge raised her gavel to begin proceedings, the back doors burst open. Gasps echoed through the courtroom. A decorated admiral had entered, eyes locked on Maya. Everything stopped. The admiral didn't take a seat. He marched straight to the front, his voice slicing through the silence. Uncuff her. Now. No one moved. The bailiff looked to the judge, who hesitated. That's an order, he repeated. With reluctant hands, the cuffs came off. Maya's wrists, red and marked, dropped to her sides. The admiral turned to the court. She followed orders. She saved lives. And this court dares humiliate her for doing her duty? His voice trembled, not with fear but fury. Everyone stared, officers, attorneys, even the judge, like they were seeing Maya for the first time. But for her, the damage had already been done. Her honor stripped, her integrity questioned. In public, on camera. And as the gavel hovered again, one question lingered. Would justice finally speak, or stay silent once more? Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like, it really helps. The charges were dropped within days silently, with no apology. The mission remained classified, And so did the truth. Maya was offered a quiet retirement, a medal behind closed doors, and a request to let it go. But how do you move on when the system you risked your life for turns its back on you? Maya never returned to service, but her story lit a fire. Veterans spoke out. Advocates demanded reform. And somewhere in that courtroom footage, millions saw what they weren't supposed to: a hero in chains. This wasn't just about military injustice, it was about a nation's blind spots and the price of silence. How many more Maya Reynoldses will it take before accountability outweighs image? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos.